everybody. Welcome to episode 97 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's correcting the numbers with me tonight?
I'm Batman, and also Michael K. Hughes.
And our special guest?
I was gonna do a Bane impression, but I realized that if I cover my mouth to do like the that's not even gonna come through on the mic. So yeah, I'm Emmitt.
All right, well, welcome. And for the ones that don't get the number joke, because I said the number wrong when I started this episode, I didn't want you to think I was going a different way with that joke, which could work too, but not what I meant. Wow. I apparently do not keep good notes, because when I went and read the number, I read the wrong number the first time we started this recording. So.
You could have not said that, and they would have never have known.
Yeah, I know, but then the joke would go somewhere else, and some people might get angry at me, thinking, "Oh, what a bastard!" When that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that joke too, but it's not the joke that was intended. That's all.
I am also terrible at keeping notes because when I was writing down like a schedule for this week, I originally had it written down for 11 p.m. and I almost missed the show entirely until like a few days ago. I realized, wait a minute, that's not the right time at all.
Sorry, I didn't think I put AM or PM. I just put CST. Oops.
No, I think you did put AM. I don't know. I'm bad at keeping notes of things a lot of the time.
I have the notes, not that far from me, but that doesn't matter. We are actually, Mike. Was this your pick? No, this is my pick, wasn't it? I don't remember, Mike.
Who knows anymore?
Because we did when we wrote the season, we kind of wrote the season together, and we just threw things. The next season that I know for sure. But you know what? Since I love this game, and this is not your favorite, I'm going to introduce it. We're going to be talking about Batman Arkham Asylum. And I just realized I did not pull up the wiki with the year for the first
2009.
time. 2009. Thank you, sir. Made by Rocksteady. I'm not with it today.
That's okay.
I'm just realizing that. Like, I don't have my tabs open, nothing. Published by Eidos and Warner Brothers?
Sure.
That's what it says on Wiki. I don't understand that.
It's because Warner Brothers owns DC, so they probably had some part in it.
That makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, we're talking about Batman Arkham Asylum. Like, this game. I actually, for those that don't know, which I don't remember how often I've said this on the show, I never buy games at full price. Never. I have bought less than 5 in the last 10 years. Probably. And I can think of 4.
Wow.
I just don't do it. And 3 of them have Batman in the name. So. And I actually, for some reason, I pre-ordered this game. I went and I pre-ordered it. The guy's like, come to GameStop at 9 p.m. for the game. I'm like, oh, he's going to let me get the game early. And my friend's like, no, he's not. I'm like, oh, yes, he is. So I get on my bike and I tell my person I was living with, oh, just watch my son. I'll be back in an hour. I ride down, the mile. I get to the GameStop, and then I realize it's for a stupid like Batman party or something they were doing. This is my first time I ordered any new release, so I wasn't used to that whole like the way it is. And I remember I'm sitting there and I'm just like, this is not what I wanted. And we played some stupid game, and I'm just like, okay. And then I think at like 11:30 they kick us out or something, or 11. I remember they kicked us out, and I remember I walked to the McDonald's, sat in the McDonald's, texted my friend. She was kind of pissed at me because she was watching my son, and I'm sitting here because he wouldn't sleep, and I'm sitting here waiting for my Batman game.
Yeah. I'm at the Batman party. I can't talk right now.
I still remember that. She was pissed at me. But I got my Batman game at midnight.
Oh, man. Midnight releases are not worth it. Like, I went to the one for Skyrim in November in Ohio, and it was a very cold night waiting for that. I only had to go home and play it for like an hour, and then like, okay, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I've been lucky with that because the 2 midnight releases I've been to were both in September for GTA 5 and Metal Gear Solid 5, and those are both like, yeah, it's September weather. It's not like blazing hot. It's not freezing cold. I almost went to some midnight release, I think, a couple of years ago. I don't remember what the game was in like January. I'm just like, nah, forget it. I'll get it tomorrow morning.
I did it a couple. I think I might have done it a couple times, but I don't like it. It's not worth it to me to go.
I went to Borderlands 2 as well, because I lived like right next to the GameStop at the time.
That must have been nice.
Yeah, I'm sure I spent more money than I needed to.
That's how I used to live near EB Games, and I went there every 3 times a week. I loved it. That's how I got my RE4 cutout I had that no longer exists. I'm still upset about. I will never not be upset about that.
Yeah, that's always sad.
Would have been real impressed. You said you had the RE4 GameCube chainsaw controller.
I never had that.
Oh, I remember that. I never had one. Yeah, I remember reading about that in like a Game Informer or like an EGM or something back in the day, and just thinking
it's the stupidest looking thing.
Like, who's gonna buy this? Like, it's very cool, but once you take it home, like, what are you gonna do with that controller? Like, it's not practical.
It's going on a shelf.
There are idiots out there that bought it, so that's all I got, and I wasn't one of them.
I'm sure someone modded it to work with a PC and like beat Dark Souls with it at some point.
You're probably right, because that's what people do with Dark Souls. It's not wrong. All right, we should talk about Batman. That's why we're here. We're here for Batman. But there was good stories though about midnight releases. I just don't do many of them, so that was cool. So this game surprised me. Like I was really excited for this game, which I normally am not. Like normally I'm just not that. I don't get super excited for games, but I got really excited for this Batman game, obviously, because I went and picked up Midnight, and I don't think I realized when I first picked up this game that this is a Metrovania style game.
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, yes, it's not like your 2D Metroids or anything, but it has the idea where you get different upgrades and the game progresses. But what we should talk about, the story of this game is also what really grabbed me so much. Like this game, it starts off with a cool ass cutscene of Batman driving Joker in and bringing him to Arkham Asylum, and you have about 5 minutes of just walking, listening to talking. Like you're not even doing anything.
Yeah, something like that.
That talking's pretty glorious, too, since they got Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill to replace Bruce Wayne and Joker.
Yeah.
From the animated series.
It's good. And it's like, it's at least 5 minutes. I'm watching a speedrun right now as we're talking, and he's about 4 minutes in, and he's still just walking.
I'm sure that's the best part of the speedrun, where you can't speed it up at all.
You just drink some lemonade or something.
When I played this game for the show, it didn't bother me. I wasn't speedrunning, but I remember like it's still just so damn cool, and I love the graphics in this game too.
I wonder if the NPCs say anything if you get too far away while they're walking.
I think they're probably something small. I never stopped walking to find out.
Yeah, me neither.
It was just enjoying the atmosphere, the dialogue. I never thought, hey, wonder if I can break this.
You can,
especially in those parts in games where you can't do anything else. Like, my mind tends to wander, like, what could I do to make this worse? There's a part in Fable 2, towards the beginning, where you're doing a similar thing walking down a hallway, and I found that if you go out on this balcony, it lets you run, so you can get ahead of the rest of the characters, and it causes, like, your sister to glitch through the door and stuff. It's pretty entertaining.
I have never played Fable 2 still, to this day.
Oh, you will.
I own it, somewhere.
It's the best one.
I do want to play it, but this Batman game, like, it's the way everybody looks, like Batman and Joker. I love the design of both of them in this. Like, throughout the times that we covered Batman stuff, I do complain about his design, but I like this outfit. I like this Joker outfit too. Like, I like it all. I think it's very classic, very good. I think the character models are just everything in this game. Because I played on PC, but I was playing the 360 version. I wasn't playing the Return to Arkham. How about you guys?
Played it on PS3.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right. I played the Return to Arkham on Xbox One. It doesn't look bad. I think the big problem people have with that is like the textures look poopy or whatever. But yeah, I didn't really notice anything.
I also pick all my PC games and put them on the lower setting, just so my PC doesn't run as hot.
Right.
I mean, it can handle it. I have a decent gaming laptop, but it gets hot, so I like to run everything. Plus, I just don't give a shit about graphics as much.
Collection was criticized for issues with frame rates, capped at 30 frames per second. Which, whatever.
Everything looked good. Like, when I played this, I didn't have one glitch throughout this game. I didn't, or maybe I did, and I didn't remember. Nothing affected my gameplay. Nothing. Okay, I did have a couple times where the cape was glitching through things, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, I don't care. Like, I had fun. I wasn't upset. I wasn't. Just this game is still the story grabs me, even though I know exactly where the story's going. But just the intensity of everything, like as they're escorting Joker down this hallway, you have the part where he's in this like elevator and the lights go out, and all of a sudden you have Batman choking him. Like, that's still such an intense little scene.
Oh yeah,
that was something else. And again, such a reference to Killing Joke too. That's how I took it, because in Killing Joke he chokes him in the end. So, and there's a lot of reference to Killing Joke in this game. And what did you guys think about the time when you first see Killer Croc in this opening cutscene?
He's a big boy.
Okay.
When I was first playing this game, a little bit of backstory. I played this game when Arkham City came out, and everyone was talking about Arkham City is so amazing. This is when I'd first gotten my PS3. And I heard about Arkham City, and people were saying it was like the Dark Knight kind of like grounded Batman story. I did not think it was going to have like full on like Killer Croc's not like supernatural, but like the more supernatural elements. I was not expecting like giant lizard monster to be in this game. I expected Killer Croc to be, he's a guy with like some like scaliness, skin condition, and maybe he's kind of tall.
How about a guy in a hoodie? Isn't that what you think of Killer Croc? A guy in a hoodie?
Yeah, maybe.
Pretty sure I've gone on record before saying that's the main thing I hate about the Nolan trilogy is just all the supervillains are just people. Like, I want superpowers in my superhero movie. I
mean, I like the Killer. I mean, but you are right though. Killer Croc, when you see him first, like he's just so he's so gigantic. Like it's weird. Like when everything else is, because right at first, like you said, this game does feel more grounded at times. Like with Joker, I can see why people said that. But Killer Croc is something else. He's a fucking monster. And I don't really. This is also my first like big experience to Batman. Like I watched the Batman animated series. I watched the Dark Knight movie, but I hadn't. And I watched the Batman movie, but I didn't really. I've never read the Batman comics. So this really got me into Batman. And like seeing Killer Croc like this, I'm like, that's not how he was in the animated series. Because I know he's much smaller in the animated show.
Yeah.
He's still big, and he's gray, but he's not gigantic.
And he's closer to 8 feet tall, not like 12 feet like he is in the game.
I mean, and it's just so interesting. And like the whole thing when you find out that Joker planned everything, like early on, you find out that Joker, he escapes when you're a little bit past where they let Batman go, and the whole thing was a ploy. You see Harley Quinn on her TV camera, like being in control. Like I like how all of a sudden you realize everything was a setup and everything goes to shit within the first 10 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and there was apparently a fire at Blackgate Prison, so all the Joker's goons are here in Arkham.
Yeah, no one was like, hey, maybe we should like find another facility to put all these people in. Maybe we shouldn't put like every single supervillain on Earth in one building.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen, indeed?
And I feel like Arkham Asylum wasn't really built for all those people either.
Probably not.
I still don't understand where the hell the Blackgate people even were. Because for those that don't know, Arkham Asylum takes place on an island, which I think is also really cool. And this whole game is on an island that you get to explore as the game progresses. Man, this game still grabbed me a lot, even on this playthrough again.
It helps that it's like the first actually good Batman game that doesn't have Lego in the title.
What are you talking about? Wasn't that a Sun Tzu Zoo game you played really good, I thought?
No. Rise of Sun Tzu is not good. It's playable, but it's not good.
There was a pretty solid, I think it was called Batman and Robin on the Genesis.
Yeah, The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Yeah. That game was pretty solid.
It's tough, though.
Oh, yeah, I never got past, like, the second or third level. I think I beat it once with cheat codes or something.
Of course.
That's how I'm going to do it someday.
Yep.
It's a running gun game. I've always wanted to play it, but I can't.
Batman the Animated Series on Super Nintendo is decent. It's close. It really is evocative of the cartoon, so it's worth checking out, but it's kind of tough, too.
I played a little bit of it.
Games were hard back then.
Yes, they were. Speaking, like, this game's not too hard, though. I mean, I played on easy, because I can. But I do kind of want to talk about, like, just the way that how quickly when things go to shit, I mean, they go to shit bad, though. Like, and I love that. I love how, like, immediately they're overthrowing all the guards. Immediately they have this place just done with. And it's just awesome. And Batman's just there trying to solve the problem. But at the same time, they were planning for him. Like, they have everything set up to kind of keep Batman in check at first while Joker's doing his thing. And it's just great.
I wonder how this would have played out if Batman wasn't there.
The world would have ended?
They branch out and take over Gotham, every villain out at once.
Well, that's the other thing that's kind of interesting. There's not, like, only certain the villains you fight are the only ones here. There aren't really that many other villains that are just, like, in prison.
Mm-hmm. Like, you see a couple, or you see reference to a couple, but the ones you actually fight in the game, it's pretty minimal.
Yeah, like, when I first played percentage, and I was an idiot gamer, apparently, because I didn't realize, like, the way I'm like, oh, I'm only 50% done, and I'm at the end of the game. I'm like, oh, there's still way more to go. No, there's not. I remember thinking that, because you get all these trophies for other people, and you see things about other villains, but they're not actually in the game. They're just talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just realized you can break the TVs that Joker's talking to you on, by the way.
Huh.
I didn't know that. You can throw a battering in them. I'm watching the speedrun. That's what the guy did.
I don't think I've ever done that in my playthroughs.
Me either. There's no point. But yeah, you can throw batterings at the TVs and knock out the TVs. So yeah, there's a new thing you might not know because I didn't know it. I played this game like 5 times already, so.
Oh, we're going to talk about things you didn't know about this game, Mike. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, also, we should, as we're getting into it, we should talk about the combat system really quick, because that's one of the things that really grab people about this game, too.
Yeah, the free flow combat.
Yes, it's really good. It's like, if you played Spider-Man on PS4, Spider-Man PS4 had copied this gameplay style also, but the way it works is you fight a group of enemies, and if you hit the X button or your punch button, whatever, depending on whatever remote you're playing this on, he will just punch the guy that's near him wherever. Or if someone's trying to hit you, you press a button, you counterattack. And the game is all about keeping the combo going, keeping the fight going as long as you can, without getting hit and without missing a beat.
Uh-huh.
And it's very good.
Oh yeah, well, to the point where, like you said, a whole bunch of companies previously carbon copy lifted it and used it in other games.
Mm-hmm. This was the first though.
Was Was Assassin's Creed 1 not the first? Because I feel like that came out before.
That combat's not good.
It's definitely janky, but it has like the ideas that would become like Arkham Asylum.
I think even before that, was it Mark of Kree on the PS2? It had enemies where they had the face buttons over their head, and whenever you push that face button, you would attack that person.
Oh, okay. I played Mark of Kree.
I've never played that game.
It's either that one or something very similar to it.
There's also, you're right, it is Mark of Kree. There's also a sequel to Mark of Kree called Rise of Kasai, but I own both of them. I never played them though. So that's a deep cut I was not expecting us to go to.
Yeah.
Not surprising. But this is the first game that really, like, this combat was a revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they might have been copied by other games, I'm like, but it wasn't. This was the one that really made it stand out, I think.
Absolutely.
But I mean, even at games before this that were trying it, but it's just there's just something about this game, like the way it just links you through as you're running around, like even in the first facility that you're in, the way the gates are, the way that it brings enemies at you, everything I just feel like is just, it's very tense, but it's also just very, very well done. This was, for the longest time, my favorite Arkham game at the moment. So that might change if we revisit them all, because I think it's going to change too, because the things that I didn't like about City, I think won't be a problem now. But just back before we started this playthrough, this is what I consider my favorite.
It's pretty good.
It is good. Like, also, did anyone know who Zaz was before this game?
I don't think so. No,
not sure.
He's in the Batman movie, so the Nolan trilogy.
2009 was a long time ago.
Yeah. Is he?
He's a minor character. He's a bald guy, but they do say Zaz at some point, or Victor.
Oh wow, that went entirely over my head.
Mine too. I only know it because I rewatched the movie and I saw it at some point after this.
Her wife and I just rewatched it recently, and I'm like, oh, he said Zaz. I had to tell her Victor Zaz was. But I don't know if my knowledge of him started in this game or not.
Mine was definitely this game. Because he was never in the animated series for obvious reasons. He's a psycho. For those that don't know, Zaz is a serial killer that kills people and then draws scars on his body for all the people he kills.
He's helping them, according to him.
Like I said, a psychopath.
I mean, he has a Lego figurine, so like maybe he could have been in the anime series. Animated series.
I'd watch a Batman anime.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's neither here nor there. All right. So, I mean, also, what did you guys think of Harley Quinn's outfit in this game? Because it's a much different. Like at the time, we probably wouldn't have had many different Harley Quinns. I feel like it was mainly the animated series and the comics, however they went. But what did you guys think of her in this?
She's fine. Is she voiced by Tara Strong at this point? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I think so, but I did not pull it up. Now I'm checking.
She's fine. She's what you expect Harley Quinn to be.
I like her outfits more later, though.
Oh, yeah. Especially in City.
I don't remember it, unfortunately, at all. But it's just, I do like her appearance in this game. Like, just everything about the way that you deal with her, I think is cool. Like, the fights with her.
Yeah, she's, oh, I'm sorry, go on.
That's all I got.
Okay, yeah, she's Harley Quinn. I've always found her to just be a little too over the top in, like, voice and attitude and everything. She's always just been a little too, I don't know what the word is, cartoony.
Uh-huh.
She's good in this, but I feel like she's just a little, I don't know, campy.
That's good.
Oh, for sure.
You're not wrong.
To that point, one of the collectibles you get are the audio tapes, and some of them are her, like, doing her introduction. What's the word I'm looking for?
Interview?
There you go. Wow. How did I miss that? Anyway, yeah. She's doing her interview talking to a normal doctor, and she's talking in her Harley Quinn voice. Like, she was an actual doctor, psychiatrist before she went crazy, thanks to the Joker. Like, even in the animated series, she had a normal human voice before she turned into a cartoon character.
And it's Arlene Sorkin.
That's fair.
It did the voice in this game.
I was looking that up too.
Oh, okay.
Who voiced her in the animated series.
Yep. Which
makes sense they bring her back for this.
Well, that's who Harley Quinn's also based on too, is Arlene Sorkin. Something like that.
There you go.
I like her in this game. I like how you deal with her off and on. She's setting traps for you and causing problems throughout the early part of this game before things go to real shit. I like all that. Like there are many things I don't like about this game.
It's a pretty great game.
It really is. And I like how, like, early on, I'm going to say that too much, you're just rescuing people too. Like, it doesn't happen later on in the game because everybody's either dead or safe, but like when it starts off, you're doing a lot of rescuing, trying to save people because the Joker gas, and just the fact that, I like how you see how Joker's really winning too. Like, he's been really taking care of things. He has very well planned.
Going through the hallways and just finding corpses of the guards and whatnot stirring about everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and we should say the whole reason why he escapes in the first place is because he turned one of the guards on his side for money. I think, right? I think it's right. I'm assuming maybe they don't say. But that guy things don't go so well for him because they kill him pretty quickly and they tie him up, put him on a gurney type thing, and then put a Joker smile on him.
Frank Bowles, I think is his name.
But there's that chilling scene where he's like, they're coming in from the front. Everybody goes, they're like, Frank, how do you know that? And then they get gunned down. Like, can you imagine just turning on the people you work with?
Yes. You might need to cut that out.
It's not. No, it's funny enough. So, I mean, because just like the whole thing about that, like, oh man, I know you're kidding, so it's okay. It's one of your previous jobs in Ohio, right?
Sure, yeah. Yep.
We'll go with that.
That's the one.
I mean, I've had some jobs. I've had some jobs where there are people like that. Yeah, I can understand. But for the most part, like, the people that you work with every day, like, he just and you know they're just gonna die, and he just turns on them. Oh, it is brutal. I mean, I'm glad he got the ending he got because he deserved it.
Yeah.
But we should, the whole Joker's whole plan of this, if you find out throughout the game. Oh, as I haven't said, there will be spoilers for Batman Arkham Asylum because that's what we do in the show.
Of course.
So if you're still listening, there will be spoilers. Okay. And because I like how the whole thing about Joker is that he's trying to get to the asylum because he wants this this toxin that turns people into superhumans. Turns them into Bane, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, because it's modified venom. They call it Titan.
There's spiky Banes.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Bane. They love Bane in this series, though, don't they?
They do.
So when you first get experience of the first Titan, that's like a half. He's not a complete Titan because one arm is normal, one arm is huge, and he's an idiot, and he dies from a heart attack after like the couple minutes of fighting him. No matter what you do, he dies of a heart attack. It's a time fight, but it is cool though. Like. So when I first played this game, and every time until this recent playthrough, I didn't know I could quick boomerang somebody in the face when they're running at me. So I would aim the batarang every time I fought these guys, and it's a lot harder when you play like that.
Yeah, this is what I was referring to earlier about something you didn't know from this game.
Oh, yeah. And I can't believe I didn't know it. I can't believe that I didn't figure this out. I've beaten this game at least 3-4 times in the past, and I can't believe I didn't know it.
What is it? You double tap R2, is it, or something like that?
Right trigger for me, but yeah.
Yeah.
Where the gadgets are way more integrated into the combat in City and Ninth than they are in this one.
I don't use the gadgets in combat in this game.
Oh, you will.
I don't later games either.
What's the matter with you?
Weird, because I love using the gadgets in combat.
You podcast with me long enough. I think you should know this by now.
That's fair. Well,
the
upgrades in City make it more useful because you can use the Batclaw to disarm them and stuff. Which you might be able to in this one. The upgrades in this one are kind of lacking. I was really surprised. I ended up going for the health after I got all the stuff I wanted.
Oh, I go for the health immediately. I want as much health as I can get immediately. That will give it to me in this game.
But you're bad at games, so
I am bad at games. That's not a lot.
I usually upgrade health pretty early in these games.
Go for the critical hits, and then the thing that lets you activate the combat meter at ×5 instead of ×8.
That is really useful. Oh, we should talk about, if you have a combat meter, you get that. You also get upgrades in this game, like we were just mentioned. That's what really pulled me into this game, that it has a leveling system in a way.
RPG elements.
I love RPG elements. I love RPGs. They're the best games ever.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't play them anymore.
Yeah,
because I don't have. So, but the health upgrades is, like I was saying, I always go for the health upgrades. I do go for the combo upgrades too, where because you get what happens at ×8 or ×5 once you get that upgrade, you get an instant takedown where you hit 2 buttons, you grab whoever's near and you just break their arm, or you pretty much kill them, even though you don't kill them because Batman doesn't kill anyone in this series.
Yeah, Batman does not. Because he smashes someone's face into the side of a concrete wall 8 times in a row, and then just leaves them there.
He certainly doesn't hit him with his car in Arkham Knight.
Not this game, but just the things I know you were playing this and you hit somebody with a line launcher and he went flying off a cliff. You're like, he's dead.
Yeah, later on when the sniper's up in the guard tower, I forgot about that. Right, used the line launcher to zip over to him and kicked him in the process, and he just went flying into the air. He was gone. He might have cleared the wall. I was too busy laughing to look.
But Bat doesn't kill anybody. He just breaks their arm, breaks their legs. I mean, punches, gives them concussion. They'll be fine, right?
Yeah, he'll walk it off.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. I mean, the I think it's also interesting thing is the people you take out you never really see again, supposedly. You're fighting different goons each time.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming nobody's arresting anybody because the cops are all gone for the most part of this game. Gordon gets kidnapped pretty early because Frank Bowles hits him beside the head early in this game, so then he's out of commission. Because then Harley Quinn is beating him at one point. That whole I do like how this game, we haven't talked about it yet, but the game has detective vision, which I think is another thing that makes this game so cool.
It's also another thing that other games stole after this.
Yeah. For 2 years, it was in maybe more. It was in almost every game I played.
I don't think I played another game with it in it.
Really?
Yeah. Can you name any games? I'm just curious.
Watch Dogs, which you have not played.
I have played Watch Dogs 1.
All the Assassin's Creed games have it. Witcher 2 and 3 have. Yeah, Witcher 2 and 3 have it.
Played those yet? I did play Assassin's Creed though, a lot of them, which really needs to be on the show one day.
Hell yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet, but someday. Too many other stuff to cover. But okay, the detective vision, for those that don't know, you hit a button and then this whole screen kind of becomes different. As we were saying, you might experience in other games, but it lets you see all their bones in their body. It lets you see secrets. Sometimes it'll let you see vents or things that you can manipulate will be orange or so. It's cool. It really helps. The only problem is I tend to play the majority of the game with it on just because.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. The game.
That's why Watch Dogs 2 it was toggleable, but in Legion that just came out, it's like a pulse that you send out, so it's not always on.
That's cool.
I can't remember how it worked in Spider-Man. I can't remember if it was toggler. I think it was a pulse too.
I can't remember. I beat Spider-Man, but I don't remember. And also,
I don't remember either.
This game has detective parts too, where you'll have to follow somebody's trail. I mean, it's not that it sounds cool. He's like, I found alcohol. This guy has whiskey on his breath. We better go look for it looks cool, even though you're just playing follow the leader or follow the trail. But still, I like it. I mean, I like what they do in later games, like Arkham Origin does it really good, but it's still cool in this game. It kept me entertained. Even, I know if you're speedrunning this game, you know where to go. You just go where you need to go. But it was cool if you don't know what's going on.
True.
It's cool. You look at gunshot trajectory. Oh, this bullet was fired from here, and
that's Origin.
This shattered glass was scooted this way. I guess the person walked this direction. I like that stuff in games as long as it's not too intrusive, which this game never gets.
No, nothing in this game felt that intrusive. Or the only thing annoying in this game is how many times you fight Bane style fights.
Yeah,
the Titans are annoying.
Agreed.
But other than that's
actually not a big variety of enemies you fight at all.
No, but they never I never got bored of fighting thugs.
True.
I mean, yes, the thugs don't really change other than they get different weapons. Sometimes they have guns, or you have to do these stealth modes in this game. But all the stealth modes are all usually a preset route, or it is a preset room you go into, and you have to figure out how to get through this room and take out all the thugs without them seeing you. And usually, if you're patient, you'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even if you're not patient, I would do just fine.
It's usually the hard part for me. It's come on, just come over here so I can do an inverted takedown and hang you from this gargoyle.
Oh, when I first played this game back in the day, I didn't know you could cut them down from the rope, so I would hang them on the inverted thing and then not think that gargoyle was done for inverted takedowns.
There's a trophy for that.
Yeah, I know. I have it now, but I didn't know the first time I played this game. Like I said, I was not a smart gamer when I first played this game, apparently.
That's okay. We learned.
It was a bad year. What year was it, 2009?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bad year. That was when my son's mother left me at the same time. It was not a good year at the time.
Oh, damn.
Good thing now. That was a long
sorry to hear that.
Oh, no, sorry there. It was a good thing. But
all right.
It's been a long time. But that was when she left, and I guess a lot of times was a blur at times.
Gotcha.
And not the first time it came on this podcast. It happens.
It doesn't.
This is my avenue to say stuff, so I'm going to take advantage of it. But okay, so just and also the traversal in this game is so good. You do a lot of time climbing through vents and just going all over the place, and everything feels very comfortable, even in 2020. It feels very good.
Yeah, it's
Batman's really lucky that he's got those giant vents to walk through.
He crawls.
No, he hunch walks. He's just doubled in half. Those vents are at least 3 feet tall.
Hey, they got to be big enough for an escaped convict to get through if he escaped. So.
I guess they didn't think that far ahead, did they?
No, because Batman's not a small guy.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Yeah, maybe the Joker paid off the architect to be just draw a really big vent so we can crawl through them. Really big vents. Not even crawl. I want to be able to get a missile launcher through these vents if I need to.
Yep, you could. The other thing I should say about the enemy types, the weapons don't change, but they have a shocker thing.
Yeah, the
stun baton.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
are annoying. And other than that, you have guns. Some people have, but mostly just baseball bats and pipes. There's not a whole lot of you're not wrong. There's not a lot of difference in the enemy types, but it didn't bother me at all. Oh, you have the knife guys too. Okay, those bothered me, but
yeah, they suck. They get worse in the sequels too.
Yeah, otherwise it's fine. Like, I tried to do some moves that aren't in this game. Like, I tried to hit somebody with a cape 3 times and do the pummel. I'm like, oh yeah, wrong game.
Yep, none of this one. I tried the same thing.
Okay. But I didn't mind the combat. I mean, I also don't use the gadgets. All I do is punch people and counter and instant takedown when I get the chance. But I had fun. Like, I was never bored in combat. If I saw a fight, I went to it, no questions asked. Like, if I see you, you're going down.
Yeah, agreed.
Because I want experience.
Until towards the end.
Even then, I want experience.
With the lunatics.
Okay, you're right. Those I avoid. Okay, lunatics are they're like enemies that when they see you, they run at you, and the only thing you really do is you counter them, and then you punch them in the face.
Yep.
That's it.
And once they get released, they're everywhere.
Okay, and I also skip the IV plants, too, when the IV plants come way later in this game.
I think there's an achievement for that, for getting all of them. And God, do you know what game it reminded me of, having to go through and hit those things? Alone in the Dark, 2008.
Why?
Because there's a part towards the end where you gotta,
oh my god, yeah.
farm. I can't remember what you're doing, but you're going around destroying these plants.
Why did you play Alone in the Dark 2008?
Why? What? Why?
Why did you play that?
Because my brother-in-law bet me pizza that I couldn't play 10 games in a row back to back without starting something else.
And you chose that.
I did.
I mean, I beat it too. And it's going to be on the show one day just because I want to, but it's a terrible game.
It's the embodiment of Spooktober because it's scary for multiple reasons.
I just got to find my 360 copy. That's what's holding me back. So.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But okay, enough about there. Okay,
I need to rebuy that game because I never finished it. I got maybe an hour in and then just gave up, and I wanna see it to the end for some insane reason.
The fire physics are super cool. I'll give them that.
It's a strange game. We keep talking about it on the show for some reason.
We do. It's relevant this time.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. But I mean, when it comes to the stealth sections I really enjoy. Those I actually do play a little differently. I will set traps for people, and I will do things differently to take them out. I didn't use all the traps this time, like an easy. I didn't go in the vent. But I did blow up some walls sometimes just because I could. I like blowing people up.
Yeah, again, Batman doesn't kill people.
Nope.
You fucking paint the explosive on the ground next to their head. Like, they ain't surviving.
Just put plastique on the wall, just detonating it. He's fine. He'll walk it off.
It's fine.
Yeah, but the stealth, and it's cool how the stealth throughout the game kind of changes too. Like, when you first start off, you're just taking out guys with guns, but as the game progresses, they get these suicide collars on them, which are really fucking annoying. Or if you take a guy out, all of a sudden you're and then they'll come running to the body,
which you can use to set other traps.
Oh, I never did that.
Yeah, I would knock a guy out and then throw down some of the what's it called? The
Plastic?
Explosive gel, and then when they came over, I'd detonate it, and then run over and take a bunch of them out.
Okay, that's cool. I never did that. I never even thought about that. That's the
I
thing.
think
Different ways to play this game.
Yeah, like I was going to say, I think that the stealth sections are the sections that feel the most like you are playing as like the greatest detective in the world. You are playing as one of the smartest people in the world. Like, these are puzzles. Like, I always felt so goddamn satisfied and just so proud of myself whenever I did these stealth sections. Like, yeah, that was real clever. I'm really good at this game. And then I would get to the next stealth section. I'd be like, I have no idea what to do. And
never mind the bunch of
look up a guide.
before this.
There's a couple of hard ones, but also, why is every thug in this game shirtless almost? Is that a Joker thing? You join Joker, you take off your shirt or something? Like,
they should have referenced that in the sequels.
It's not in the sequels much, right? Like, they actually wear clothes in the sequels, if I remember correctly.
I feel like even in this one, they have like tank tops and stuff.
But they're mostly shirtless.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's real hot on Arkham Asylum.
I forget what city Arkham is supposed to be, or Gotham's supposed to be in, like real life. Like, there's a city that they said that this is what this is based on, but I think it's New Jersey, but I can't remember. Or is it New York?
I don't know.
I know it's said before throughout history, like people have made that comment, said, yeah, this is what we're referencing, but I just can't remember. It doesn't matter. I know, but I'm pretty sure Metropolis is Chicago.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Pretty sure I'm right on this one. But then again, don't quote me on this. But okay, I think other stuff that we should. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff we should mention. But anything else to talk about the stealth or the combat you guys want to mention that we haven't brought up yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, nothing else, Mike.
According to my notes, just the gadgets like we talked about before. Okay. You got the explosive gel, you get the bat claw, which is my second favorite in the series.
It's in the other games, right?
It is. And this one you get the triple bat claw that you use to pull down walls and shit.
Okay, it's cool, but it's not my favorite.
I like using them to open the vents, especially in City On, because you can just hit it and he'll auto target to them. It's fun.
I mean, it's nice, like, because that's kind of the Metrovania part of this game where you get the other gadgets, you can go and get other places, and there's a reason to go at places that you might not gone. Because one thing throughout this game, they have a lot of Riddler trophies, which are usually little trophies, but they also the ones that I enjoyed more. That when I played this game back in 2009, I had every single Riddler riddle except for one stupid Joker teeth I could not find. It was in the mansion, and I'm wondering if it disappeared after Ivy takes over.
Oh, that could be.
Oh.
So I never found it.
But those riddles are where you get most of the references to the old Batman stuff.
Yeah, and the riddles are actually what turned me on more to Batman, because I didn't know who half these characters were until the riddles. Because throughout the game, because you're in Arkham Asylum, so it makes sense, you'll find other artifacts of other villains from the series, Batman's history, and if you go and hold down a button, you'll scan it, and then you'll unlock a little profile thing about the character. Riddler will say something stupid. Throughout this game, Riddler's challenging you to find all his trophies and things, and and as you find more, you're slowly locking in on his position and where he's at, which you never see in this game.
Do you find him in this one?
He gets arrested you never find him, but he gets arrested by the police if you do everything.
Ew. This is the only one that I haven't gotten all of the Riddler stuff on.
All you get is a conversation between Oracle and you where they catch him in something. They track him down somewhere and arrest him.
Fascinating.
It doesn't work out too well, because if I remember right, he's free in the city, right?
Yeah, he's both in the other games.
So it doesn't work out too well. But it's so yeah, that's what the Riddler stuff is cool. It's just, I mean, I don't like the trophies as much. You got to go to some random area and grab a trophy, but I did enjoy figuring out riddles. Like, I did enjoy scanning. Like, though it's sometimes it's simple. Like, this is cool little stuff. Like, there's Catwoman's whip and gloves are in a place. There's Humpty Dumpty's like toy soldiers at one point is like, I don't get that reference. I think Humpty Dumpty is a Batman villain though.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I mean, Batman has some really dumbass villains.
No, some wonderfully dumb villains.
Quiltman.
You find Julian Day's cell in this, covered in calendar leaflets.
Yeah, but he's not there.
He's not there.
I don't know why.
Who is there is Clayface, kind of.
No, Clayface is a different cell.
Well, I mean, yeah. But
I like that Clayface part. The first time I saw that got me off guard.
Because he's
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon at first.
He's like, "Let me out of here, Batman!" And then when you go up and talk to the warden and come back down, he's the warden then.
Yeah. You can hear the sound of him changing shape, but you never actually see Clayface or him change. But it's
and then you
still
also,
a cool touch.
I think he also turns into Aaron Cash at one point. Aaron Cash is the guy who was in the movie Hook at one point, apparently, because he lost his hand to an alligator. But
wow.
I know. He got his hand bitten off by Killer Croc, and they reference it because they like Peter Pan, I guess, a bunch.
Yeah. I think even Joker, when he first sees him, he says, "Tick-tock, tick-tock."
It's annoying.
Oh, okay. I did not get what that was supposed to be a reference to.
Yes, about a kid who kidnaps other kids. That's what it's a reference to. Peter Pan's not a good story, okay? It's a bad story.
I think the original one's like way darker than Disney made it out to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of those stories are all darker than Disney made them out to be.
True.
But Peter Pan's one that really gets me. Like, yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, and as we kind of were mentioning, when you like Harley Quinn, so Harley Quinn captures Gordon at one point, and then and she's beating him up, and you follow a blood trail, and that's when you find the Batmobile is in this game, but you don't have to drive it. Thank God, it's just here.
It's fine at night.
Yeah, we'll see. It wasn't fine when I played it last time, but that was a long time ago, and I was not in a good place. So we'll see, because it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like 3 seasons from now or something. 4. Well, it's going to happen. But enough of that. So you get to the Batmobile, and that's how you get one of the gadgets. But I think it's cool, too, the way that they implement the gadgets the way he gets the gadgets in this game. Like, different things have to happen. Like, he only brings so much stuff with him. And when you get to the Batmobile early in the game, it's like, oh, I better I'll grab this out of my trunk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
the secret Batcave under Arkham Asylum.
Oh, that is one of those drop moments where my mouth dropped, where my jaw dropped the first time I saw it.
Even Barbara's like, wait, you got a Batcave on Arkham Island?
How? I still don't understand. He's like, well, I had time. You know me. And like, yeah. But
She's like, how'd you do all that? And he's like, this is me we're talking about. Like, stop asking questions or you're fired.
I like how Oracle is in this, though. Mm-hmm. I like how you have Barb. Like, you don't, like, the only person that Batman has of his family is Robert Gordon is playing Oracle on the radio in your head.
Yeah, in this one.
Yeah, we're just talking about this one. But I do like that a lot.
Yeah, she's a really good, like, Bentley, I guess you'd call that kind of character role.
Otis?
She's the guy in the chair, as Ned puts it in Spider-Man Homecoming.
I think Otis. Yeah. Otis is my favorite from Dead Rising.
Oh god.
Oh, okay. I have not played Dead Rising.
That's fine.
I don't even like Dead
so
Rising.
many years.
I never beat it, but I had to make that joke because it was terrible.
Oh, he's awful.
Yes. No, Barber's great. Like it did annoy me sometimes. Like I want, like when you're talking, I want to keep moving. I want to keep fighting. I don't want him holding his ear. Like, come on, I got things to do, guys. Like I got enemies to beat up.
He talks to Alfred sometimes too.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's probably mostly Barbara, but also
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Metal Gear. I've played a lot of Metal Gear, so like compared to codec conversations, this shit is like it's over in a flash.
Codecs are short. You just press triangle.
Yeah, but then the game's like 2 hours long.
I know, but I love Metal Gear, so I play them so many. But okay, another thing I do want to mention about Riddler is like you also like when you do all the riddles that they have throughout this game. I think they're just so interesting. Like all the other ways the characters that they show you, like you find. I mean, this introduced me to so many characters I never would have known existed if it wasn't for this game. Or yeah, for those riddles.
Same.
Like there's a seesaw for Tweedledee and Tweedledum at one point for no reason, but it's there.
Yeah, because they just wanted to cram in as many references as they could.
I'm okay with that. Because
That's
it's
for
fun.
Condiment King, though. That's weird.
Is there not one for Condiment King?
I don't think so.
No, there is
Oh.
not. You're right. That's okay, though. That's an idiot villain, so it's fine. But, I mean, they do a lot. They do put in a lot of people you wouldn't have expected to see in this game. Not in the game, but I mean, references Prometheus, which is one I didn't even know existed.
See, Scarface.
Yeah, there's multiple references to Scarface. There's his gun, there's the doll. For those that don't know, Scarface.
Joker's holding him at the end. Oh,
Yeah.
and the part that we haven't gotten to yet, one of the Scarecrow things, he's on the TV.
Oh, okay. We'll get there.
Yep, we'll get there.
That's a good part. I do want to, like, when you do rescue, like, part of the game where the story really starts to get super interesting is as you're traversing through a couple areas, you get to a point when you get to Harley Quinn, you get to Gordon, and after you rescue Gordon, you hit Harley Quinn, runs away, whatever the fuck happens. You notice somebody's chained up in a room with a bunch of mist that you can't see, and you see Bane, but Bane with no muscles.
Yeah.
And that part, I mean, when he looks like a little man, like, God, is that just, it's gross in a way. Like, it's like,
He kind of looks like he does at the beginning of Batman or Robin before he becomes Bane, the movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the movie exists, but I erased it from my brain.
I'm sure it'll be on the show someday, don't worry.
Good luck with that one. I got a lot of MCU movies to finish still.
So that we do.
So.
Is it not an MCU movie? Batman and Robin? I always figured it was.
Thank God. Hey, it's part of the Batman, Tim Burton, like, it's part of that same, like, they're all part of that chronological, like, order in a way. They're supposed to be. Even though it changed the actor, it's still supposed to be part of, like, the same series, I think. I think I'm right in what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are.
Yeah, I've always assumed it was like a soft reboot, maybe, but like still supposed to be the same timeline.
Something like that. Doesn't matter. The other thing what was I going to say, damn it? What was I talking? Oh, yeah, Bane. So when Bane shows up, like, that scene grabs me, but just, I think don't you fight Bane right after that, too? Because right after you see him, they inject him back with all the venom, and he becomes Bane again.
Joker
Okay.
roids him out.
You don't fight out right away, but there's a doctor who works here who's been experimenting on Bane to make the Titan, and Joker's been paying her under an alias. And that's why Joker came back, is because she stopped accepting his money and stopped working for him, so he decided, fuck it, I'll just set up this elaborate plan and come take it back from you.
Yeah, well, she pays for it. Dr. Young, voiced by Cree Summer.
She does pay for it, though. Badly.
Speaking of voices, did you know that the last two games we played share a voice actress? Barbara Gordon's voice actress is Ashley Williams from Mass Effect.
Oh.
Kimberly Brooks.
I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
Your favorite character from Mass Effect?
I like Ashley in that first game. Oh,
Yeah, she never gets past the first game for me. She's like, I hear she has great character development. It's like, I like Caden. I know Caden's not like the coolest character, but he's likable to me.
Wow.
You might not like our episode then. We all sacrificed Caden.
Oh.
All four of us, and I'm going to play again here. Me and Mike are, and I'm going to sacrifice Caden all over again. So,
I told you this. I'm gonna spare him this time.
sure you are.
We're gonna make it happen.
Sure you are. Okay. That's cool though. They share a voice act. They show a voice actress. I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't think of anything else with Riddler I want to say other than the Riddler trophies are cool and they do add a lot of extra. They give you a reason to explore this amazing world they built for you. And it's the most why I enjoyed this game so much back then, because it gave me so much. Because I was also big into achievements, so it gave me a reason to keep going.
Yeah, that's fair. It just gives you more to, like you said, more to do.
And more experience, too. That's a big thing, because that's one way to max out your level is to get all that. And then when I first played this and I was sucking at it because I was an idiot, I needed that experience. Because Titans are really hard when you don't quick battering them in the face. They are really.
I imagine so.
So is
Even
Ivy.
still,
Too.
they're tough.
Yeah, but when you're actually trying to aim, like you have to run and get your battering out and kind of aim.
I'm sure.
Running, that's a lot harder than you think.
Yeah, I don't know how you did the Poison Ivy fight after Joker infuses her with Titan.
We'll get there. I'll tell you how I did it back in the day. Yeah. We'll get there soon. So, trying to think anything else. Okay, so the Bane fight, they love doing the Bane fight in this game. Pretty much what Bane is, he's a big guy. The big boss fight where the guy runs at you, he bull charges you, have to hit him in the face when he starts to run. He runs to a wall, you punch him a bunch of times, and you repeat the process. Yep. And goons running around with you. I hope you like that.
Every Titan fight goes.
I mean, they do that fight, 5-6 times in this game?
No, at least.
They up it a little differently. Like, you have one time you fight one Titan with goons, you fight 2 Titans with goons, 2 Titans by themselves. Like, they do different aspects of that fight, but they love that fight. It's annoying. Less annoying when you know you can quick battering them in the face.
I would imagine so.
Quick battering, those that don't know, is you hit left trigger, hit right trigger, boom, you hit them in the face. Versus where I would do the first time, hold down left trigger, aim my little reticle while people are trying to beat my ass, hit a spot with the right trigger, and then run away. Not fun. But, yeah. I mean, so then that's when you find out what Joker's really up to with the Titan. That's when the game kind of takes a really different change in focus. And the story just, even this day, keeps me so, and even I knew the whole damn story, I know the whole series, but I'm still so engrossed.
Mm-hmm. He wants to use the Titan to make an army of monsters to take over Gotham.
And we should probably talk about, I think it's Kenneth's favorite villain, right? Is Scarecrow, if I remember correctly, when he was on Long Halloween with us.
Did he say that?
Thought he did. I know he liked Two-Face a lot. If you're listening, Kenneth, sorry, we can't remember. That was ages ago.
That was a couple months ago.
So there are 3 Scarecrow parts in this game. As the game progresses, Scarecrow's also free, and he ends up gassing you. You don't even realize it. All of a sudden you're walking and things start getting really strange. Like you go into a morgue and there's 3. You go into a morgue, you leave the morgue, you go into another morgue, and there's 3 body bags. The bodies start talking to you and unzip the bag, and it's your parent. And that's how you first
try to leave the first room, and it takes you. The door opens, and you're right back in the room again. It's wild.
It's not fun. It's creepy as hell.
Oh yeah.
I love those parts. They're possibly my favorite parts of the game.
Okay, I'll take it, but I don't know. But I'll take it.
Those parts, yes. Like the cool messing with your head stuff, that's fine. When you're in like the Scarecrow dimension and you're trying to get to the end of it without him seeing you, those parts are dumb.
Yeah, those get pretty tedious sometimes.
Yeah, I liked them when I first saw them, but this playthrough I got caught a few more than I appreciated. I was a little annoyed.
This was like the game that, well, I guess he was in Batman Begins, but this is really what I think kind of made Scarecrow a household name, so to speak.
Yeah, I would say this made him a lot more famous than Batman Begins, because he's in that movie, but he's not even really not even the main villain of that movie.
True.
Well, maybe he's the main, I don't know. But it's just like, the parts are interesting, like when he gasses you and you go in these strange levels. Like, they are annoying, but they're 2D side-scroller level, where you have to sneak around. Well, they don't start off first. Yeah, are they all? Yeah, they're 2D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 2.5D, I guess.
Yeah, 2.5 or whatever.
They're interesting. I mean, they're annoying me because I'm like, and this time I was asking myself, like, so what is really happening right now? Because you do see later on when you fight a bunch of goons in one of the last times you fight Scarecrow, you realize there's all these bodies around him. Like, he was really fighting people.
Mm-hmm. So is he really running around, jumping, climbing on stuff?
That's what I was wondering. Like, is he just hallucinating, like, really bad? And why does Scarecrow seeing you in this dream world end up you dying? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Unless it's like the talks, like you're fighting yourself in your brain, I guess. I don't know. They're like, well, I don't know. How can we make this interesting?
I've got no idea.
I play these really careful, too. Like, I hide every time. Like, I'm very, very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get caught too much.
I like the one where you're walking down the long hallway and it's slowly turning into the alleyway.
Yeah.
What's it called? The alley where his parents die.
It's too slow. He walks too slow as a kid. I don't like it.
That's fair.
It bothers me, but it is cool. Like, it's cool. He's losing it, and he fights Scarecrow. I mean, okay, you never really fight Scarecrow, but just like the whole Scarecrow thing, it's. I don't remember the third one. Is there a weird one for the third one too, where he's seeing things?
It's just where he finally catches up with Scarecrow.
Okay.
Where he Scarecrow keeps injecting him, and then you do the big quote unquote fight with him, where this game's other favorite boss fight, where it just keeps unleashing waves of goons at you.
Yeah, but they're skeleton goons. They go down really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it's interesting. Okay, the first one starts in the morgue, ends in the morgue. So the first one is all in his head. This is the third one where he ends up in a completely different place. Or not a different place, but where he's fighting. Maybe a different place too, I can't remember. But okay. There's an interesting change of pace, though. I do like how there's arrows that are drawn on the floor by Joker's goons to lead Batman where to go. Because this whole thing is a game, the Joker. Like, Joker has a whole plan in mind, which is what the finale of this game is, and he's just setting you up to keep you busy until he's ready for you.
Yeah. It also helps direct the player where to go next.
But it also fits the game, too. Like, it fits what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like it how, direct. It's for the player, but it's also fits, for the environment, too, of the world that you're in.
Yeah, I really like how the game is a game, and it never felt like it was cheap about it. It never felt like, oh, we're doing this because this is how we can guide the player and say it has like an in-universe reason. Like, it felt natural for the plot that you are playing a game in this asylum.
Yeah, it was cool, and I'm glad they did that. And I think the asylum is as broken down as it looks in some of the areas. It looks cool. It fits how I feel this asylum should look. Not a nice place.
Oh, we didn't talk about the important Scarecrow thing where the game glitches and you start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the last Scarecrow one where and then Batman's in Joker's spot and Joker's driving the Batmobile, and you do the whole flashback where it's like the beginning of the game, but Batman's in the straitjacket thing as they're wheeling him off, and Scarecrow's his doctor, and oh yeah, you're right. That part is cool.
And this is where instead of having Warden Sharp on the TVs talking about the asylum, it's Scarface. Warden Scarface. Basically saying you're going to die here. Unless you wiggle the middle stick like the game tells you to do to avoid Joker's gun.
Yeah, he just shoots you. I died there the first time.
Yeah, but so did I.
There. You're supposed to.
Oh.
And then it tells you to wiggle the middle stick to avoid Joker's gun.
Okay. It's cool. It is definitely cool. It fucked with me the first time I saw it. It makes me kind of think about this game too. Like, it's like, well, do they really know what? Like, maybe they don't. Like, maybe Batman is not exactly that's sane, or maybe this is like, it's very interesting.
Very Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fuck that game. Yeah. We did an episode about it not too long ago.
I think I might have to check that out. I've always wanted to play that game, but it is stupidly expensive to find today.
Oh yeah.
We can talk after the show if you want to find it in other ways. So.
Okay.
But trying to think anything else I want to say about that's going on right now. We haven't covered. I know there's still stuff we haven't covered yet. But so like you fight Harley Quinn twice in this game. One, you just get up to her, she runs away. The other fight with her, I like how you don't actually fight her. You're in a room with electric floors. You fight the goons a bunch of different times, and then she goes to attack him. He just throws her in a cell.
My favorite part about that fight is when you get up on the different levels and the goons start trying to come up to where you are to get away from the electric floor, and I'd hit them with a batarang and they'd fall down and get electrocuted.
I never did that. I just punched him in the face.
That works too.
Like I said, all I did was punch people. I didn't do any type of like creative fighting in this game. A lot of punching.
There's a lot of punching.
I like the Harley Quinn stuff in this game, and I like how she's locked up for the rest of the game, and Joker won't come rescue her. There's also a reference to Mr. Freeze.
Mm-hmm. The frozen cell.
Yeah, and I like how that's all it is, just a frozen cell.
Yep.
They'll get to Mr. Freeze later.
Yes, we will. It's
so
awesome. It pays off.
Yeah, I just playing through this game after playing majority because I played through all the series, but I never finished Night before. I got to the end of Night, and I think I just quit playing.
Good.
I know, like I said, bad time in my life. Well, don't worry, we'll get there when we cover that game. I'll tell you all about it, Mike, and everyone else. But that's why I never finished it. Plus, it's one of my early Xbox One games too, so I wasn't really I wasn't feeling it or something at the time.
Yeah, understandable.
I need to go back to it, but I'm purposely waiting now for the show.
Might as well.
So we covered the Bane fights, we covered that, and then as the game progresses, you get to a point where you run into Poison Ivy. Harley Quinn releases Poison Ivy from her cell. And as the game's progressing, as Mike had said earlier, Joker, so he takes the Titan stuff, what makes Bane, a modified version of what makes Bane, and he injects Poison Ivy with it for some reason. And this is when the game gets annoying. I like it, but it's annoying. It's cool in a way that it changes the island, because all of a sudden you had inmates running around earlier, and then you had the guys in straight lunatics running around. Now you have plants all over the place.
Mm-hmm. That shoot little spores at you.
And the game makes you revisit some of the places you already went. Like you had to go to a mansion at one point in this game. That's where Dr. Young dies because you're trying to find the formula before Joker can find it to stop Joker. And she gets blown up in the face because she opens a booby trap safe.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal.
She's a villain too, though. She's experimenting on people. She's experimenting on Bane. Like she had.
Yeah.
I mean, he rescues her, but she was no hero. So, and we also, like when you mentioned earlier, when you go to the Batcave is how you get the Batclaw, and then you get the other upgrade. Cause do you get the other upgrade when you're at the Batcave again the second time?
Yeah, you get the triple claw there.
Why the fuck didn't he take the first time he was there?
Because he didn't need it yet. Can't carry too many things in that belt.
Yeah, I guess. But when Poison Ivy shows up, that's when the game gets really, like, dark, too. And it's right before Poison Ivy shows up, there you do a Titan fight with 2 Titans. And that's when you get another gadget that gets... the Bat... God, what's the Bat...
the crypto analysis thing?
No, you take that from Warden. On top, it's the vertical thing.
Oh, the line launcher.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of his plane, though. The Bat plane?
Oh, the Bat wing.
Batwing, okay, that's what it was. Like that comes in because now you're and shoot something through a window to give you a power up.
It's cool to see it.
It is, but it's just like, why didn't you do this earlier, Batman? I know your reasoning. He didn't need it, but still, I'm just picking
because it's a game.
So when Poison Ivy shows up, like, and this whole time now he's trying to find a cure for the virus or the Titan thing because Poison Ivy's destroying the island. Not to mention the fact that she's going to destroy. Once she gets a chance, she's going to Gotham. And she becomes like a really superpowered villain, like huge. Like she's, all the plants are going crazy. There's giant vines throughout the building. Like everything goes to shit real fast when she.
And I think at this point you find out the Joker's been dumping the Titan into the water supply too.
Yeah, that's why the plants are all agitated too.
Well, no, I think Oracle says that it dumps into some kind of reservoir that eventually will dump into the river when it fills up.
Okay, I vaguely remember that. This was like 2 weeks ago since I played this game.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way this still works now. So, like, it just has some interesting parts. Like, the whole thing with Poison Ivy, like, when she does go crazy and you're trying to go through and get... And I like how you have to go different... You have to get the cure because she tells you before she gets injected with Titan that the cure that you need is in a plant that's in Killer Croc's lair.
I think she tells you about the plant and then Cass tells you it's down where Croc is.
Okay.
Or he tells you where Croc is. Maybe.
Yeah, because you have to go find Aaron Cash, and that's when the plants are already taking things over, and yeah, you're right. Okay. So you want to talk about Killer Croc lair? Because I know you really like the part, Mike. It was your favorite, right? Favorite part?
This is more me not having patience anymore. You have to sneak around in the sewers, because if you move too fast, then your footsteps will alert Croc, who's down in the water below you, where you are. So you have to go real slow, and then he still pops up occasionally anyway. And you have to... So how'd you do this without quick fire and the batarang?
I just aim it at him.
There's sometimes where I don't feel like you would have enough time.
You do. It's not easy, but it's possible. In this one, I aimed again just because, but you have enough time.
Oh, maybe... No, I think I was aiming too because the quick fire kept missing for some reason.
Yeah, you can aim just fine. It's Poison Ivy that's really a bitch we'll get to shortly.
Right.
Yeah, I think I was just spam the quick fire here because I did have a problem with it missing. So I think I just... every time I've played it, I just spam it.
I like how when you hit him,
best.
He just runs into the water after a bit.
He just falls over into it.
You hit the electric collar that's around his neck that then shocks him, so then he falls back in the water.
Yeah, which you see the guards use against him at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's annoying because how long it is, but it's cool. It's a cool concept. It's just you're down there too long.
Yeah, because
I feel about this this section the same way I feel about the Scarecrow stealth bits. Very cool concept. At first, it's very cool, but then eventually it's like, okay, let's wrap this up already.
It's just too long. Like if it was just a little bit shorter, because you have to get it at 3 different times, because games, medicine, and then you have to escape where he's
5. There are
5.
Yeah, there are 5 stops that you have.
Okay, that's way too many. I thought
sneaking
3.
Around this maze of a sewer, trying to find them all, and
you can't run.
Yeah, well, I mean you can, but you're going to alert Croc,
and you're going to get eaten. I tried. Yeah, you can run like very little bit. I bet speedrunners like tap it, but you can't run much. Annoying as hell.
Yep. But then, like I said, you escape, and he chases you down the hallway where you had sprayed.
You can die.
Dead where?
You can die in that spot.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
If you don't hit the detonator.
Yep. I waited right when he was there, and yeah, that was too late. Yeah, the game, and if you try to hit it too early, he'll go, no, and he won't do it.
It's like the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, where you're shooting the C4 on the bridge.
Oh, and we'll talk about that soon.
Well.
A few months.
Well, soon-ish.
Such a good game.
I don't even remember this. I should replay those games soon.
Yeah, at least 3.
Well, too. We talked about Metal Gear Solid 1, and we talked about Metal Gear 2 in this show previously. Okay, and then as you're running around, like as Poison Ivy, like So we talked about Killer Croc, and then you don't even kill him. You just drop him down farther, which thankfully you didn't kill him because he saves your ass a little bit. The last thing you see Scarecrow at, we should wrap that part up.
That was right at the start of this section.
Oh, is that right before this?
Yeah, because you're doing the third Scarecrow section, and then Batman snaps out of it, and Scarecrow's like, I'm going to drop this in the river.
Oh, you're right.
And then Croc just comes up and snatches him and pulls him into the water.
And then the bag falls on the ground right by the water. Because he was going to drop a fear toxin into the river, which would fuck everybody up then.
Yeah.
Okay. God, it's been a week.
We do see Scarecrow one more time.
Not in this game. Oh, okay. It depends on what ending you get. There's 2 endings.
Really?
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Well,
So next thing I want to talk about is as you're trying to get the cure, and you have to go back to where Ivy is, and things are a little bit different. But Ivy kind of leads you right to her. You don't have to do too much fighting, thankfully. You do fight a couple goons to show that she took over what's left of. Somehow she took over police guys. Like, I'm not sure how there's any guards that were still alive anyway, but she takes over a couple guards, and you got to fight them. And the fight with Poison Ivy, it's actually another different boss fight where it's not a Bane fight, thank God. So Ivy's in a giant plant, goes up to the top of the screen, and is just shooting things at you. Vines will rip up in the ground, take off part of your little area that you're in. She'll deposit guys to fight you, which is annoying. And I have a
unique boss fight in this game.
Yeah, you are not wrong. But I do have a question though that I'm wondering if it was just me. When I played this game the first time, I swear, because she has 2 parts to her fight. One, you get through 1 health bar, and then she has another health bar. I swear in the original game it did not refill your health after the first fight.
I don't know.
Because I remember having the hardest time with her.
It gives you experience, which is what refills your health.
Okay. Maybe it did back then.
Yeah, I don't
remember.
I sucked at it. I just remember, like, also, when I did that, so what you have to do with that fight, you have to wait and dodge her attacks, and then she'll do a thing where she opens up her pilot seat, let's just say.
She's in.
And laughs at you. And that's when you have to hit her with a batarang. When I did this in the old days, I had to run, time it, aim the batarang, and hope she opened.
Oh my God.
Hit her in time. That is really hard.
Even with quickfire, I was having trouble getting the timing down. So hats off to you for being able to do that.
You have to, and I wonder why that fight was so hard. You have to be prepared. You have to have your batarang aiming before she opens up, or you won't get it.
And you're dodging the vines and stuff. That's
it ain't easy. It's all about just having the right timing and getting lucky. But that's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to just hit left trigger, right trigger really fast and hit her in the face, and that's all you do. It's really simple. Oh, yeah, that's why I never beat this game on hard, because when I wasn't playing it right, you couldn't do it on hard.
Oh my God. Yeah, I bet.
And now I know why.
Yeah.
I actually tried to beat this game on hard back in the day for the achievement. I never got it, of course.
Nah.
I beat this game on normal. Like that, though.
I could sooner see beating this on hard than I could see beating Dead Space 2 on whatever that difficulty is to get the finger gun.
It's hard. I beat Alan Wake on hard, but I don't beat many games on hard.
It's not worth it.
Not
worth the stress.
I got a podcast to run, damn it. But like the Poison Ivy, I like everything in Poison Ivy. I think it's a fun fight, and like he doesn't even inject her with a cure though. He just blows her up, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Also, I want to say I do like her design in this. She looks awesome.
Yes, she does. Her outfit.
Yeah, she like the very classic Poison Ivy look. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Batman, but she in this game looks like, when I think Poison Ivy, that is the look I think of.
Because in the cartoon, she looked like a normal human. This, she's got the green skin and whatnot.
She has leaves all over her, like embedded in her skin almost, it looks like.
She plays a huge part in Night.
She's in Night?
Super good. Oh, yeah.
I have no recollection of Night. I really don't remember anything about Night. I do look forward to playing it again.
Yeah, it's a very interesting game. Very mixed bag.
Because Mike will make me at some point. So.
Yep. We might have to fast track that to get to it sooner.
It's only 3 more games after this one to play before Night.
Yeah, no, there's one other game after this one to play before Night.
Yeah, 3. The Vita game?
Yeah, Origins and Black Gate.
Oh, Lord.
We're 100%
All right, good luck.
Yeah, we'll get there, but I definitely want to play the trilogy first.
Good luck with that one, because Origins... At some point, I'll pick Origins. I won't pick Night, but that's all on you. We'll get there. So after Poison Ivy fight, that's when you finally head to Joker?
Yeah, I think so. Because she's like risking tearing the island apart.
Yeah, he has to stop her. But again, I thought he was going to inject her with the cure, not just blow up her bulb and then walk away. And that's what he does. He blows it up, and then she goes back. She closes the thing. It closes back up, and she blows up. And that's the end of her.
Is the idea that...
Doesn't he tell her to like go back to her cell or something?
He does earlier. Yeah. That works out really well.
Is the idea that like her plants are infected but she's not infected? Is that the idea that like the toxin is in the plants but she as a person on her own is actually like not infected at all?
Definitely acting a little unhinged during this whole section.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because all the plants are suffering or, going through everything. That could be part of it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the plants aren't doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's how I took it, at least. It's still, I mean, I'm glad it's a different fight. I'm glad it's an interesting fight because this game needed some interesting fights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a scene that I really like. So after you do this and you head the Joker, there's a building they've been working on throughout this game. You'll see people banging on boards in front of this door, and this building is locked, if I remember correctly. Or if it isn't unlocked, it doesn't go anywhere. But now all of a sudden there's all these guys standing outside the sign. They have a Joker face built in, and of course I kick all their ass just because I can.
They're wearing party hats and clapping.
I beat them all down.
There's an achievement for it.
Yeah, that's a trophy for me, but yeah.
Party pooper, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 20 guys in this room, and they're all just clapping. They're just clapping for you. And of course, the first time I played this, I looked at them, but this time, as soon as they started clapping, I started punching.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just because if you don't have to fight them, you can actually just let them clap, walk in the door, and start the final fight. But I wanted to punch them all in the face just because.
I fought them all, and then I went to fight Joker, and I think the game crashed on me for some reason. So the next time I just walked through. I'm not doing that again.
I did it for the experience, though. Oh, what you played this time?
You don't need experience at that point.
I wasn't max level yet. I mean, not like I was going to use any of the abilities I get. Like, I don't use the Sonic Batarang. I don't use any of the explosive tricks you get. I don't use any of that, but I still like to unlock it.
Yeah.
Just because I can.
It feels cool just unlocking stuff.
Well, I don't use any of those extra. Like, you get a bunch of... You can throw 3 Batarangs at once. I don't use any of that crap.
I use those on the Chattering Teeth, mainly. Just so I can take out multiple at once.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
Nice.
But the upgrades are so much better in City and Night.
Yeah, they're good in Origins, too, if I remember right.
I wouldn't know.
I'm a big fan of Origins, okay?
We gathered.
I really am. I think that is... From what I remember, that's a really good... I liked it more than City.
They do fix the boss fights in that.
They're not all Bane?
Yeah.
That's one issue. One of the issues with this game is there's too much Bane fighting. But so then you get into a room that I had the hardest time with back in the day because I didn't know how to use Batarangs. And you have to fight 2 Titan thugs. Well, first you see Joker sitting on a throne of dolls or mannequins, which is a reference to the Killing Joke. That's what it's from. Is in Killing Joke before he takes Gordon to watch his naked daughter, pictures of his naked daughter flood him. Yeah, I'm not kidding either. His bloody naked daughter, because he shot her through the chest or through the stomach area. He sees it's from that. You know the Killing Joke, don't you?
Nope.
Okay, then you.
I've not read it.
I know of it.
Hey, there's an animated movies on Netflix. I think as of this recording.
I'm okay. That's fine.
Me and Candace recorded an episode about the Killing Joke, which has not been released yet, but it exists someday. So, time paradox again. But what I do want to say about that whole scene, like that scene's just creepy. He has 2 of the guards that he turned into Titan thugs that are chained up next to him, and then after he gets them talking to you, he lets them loose. And it's like fighting 2 Banes, but to make the fight more interesting, they have all these goons that are trying to kill you too. So when I played this back in the day, I had to find a way to run away, have enough time to aim my Batarang at the goon when he ran at the Titan when he ran at me. It's terrible. Not how this time I just quick Batarang in the face no matter where they were, and boom, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. I do like that you can jump on their backs when they get stunned and use them to knock around the goons a little bit.
I just use them to knock out.
That's awesome.
Or that too.
Because if you knock out the other Titan, it will drop his health lower, then you can do more damage.
Yeah.
It worked out well. It's not a bad fight.
No, the next fight's a bad fight.
Okay, the next fight is... I forgot how to do the next fight. So after this, Joker tries to shoot Gordon, because all of a sudden you find out Gordon's also been captured, or you find out when you enter this room. Even though earlier in the game, after you beat Bane, I forgot to mention this, he has Gordon get on a boat and leave the island. And somehow Gordon gets captured still. They never explained that, though.
Guess they had someone guarding the docks, maybe?
He's on the fucking boat leaving. I'm assuming he came back, or something happened. All right, they never do explain that one.
You miss Batman.
He does like Batman a lot. He probably wouldn't like Batman if he Batman slept with his daughter in that Killing Joke movie. But somebody got irritated me about that joke. I know it. So Like, it's just, like, that's the one question I have. Like, I don't understand. But this Joker fight, so Joker tries to shoot him with the Titan, or tries to shoot Gordon. Batman jumps in front of it, takes the Titan, and then
resists the mutation.
Joker gives himself the Titan to fight Batman as a Titan, and Batman ends up injecting the cure into himself, I think. Right?
Yeah.
He injected the cure himself.
Yeah, I think so.
Joker gives him crap about wasting the cure.
Okay, that's what it was. And then you have the whole fight with the Joker, where it's not even much of a fight. You just have to kind of avoid him for a bit. Then he jumps up to wave at the cameras.
He sends down goons after you because we didn't get enough of that yet.
And you take out the goons, and little explosives come. You blow up the explosive. Then you use the bat claw, and you pull him down. And he gets stuck in the ground, and then you have to punch his face, and that's 3 times you do this.
Big old monster Joker.
And then I do like the ending where he spray paints the gel on his fist and punches him in the face, which wouldn't that blow up your hand?
It's Batman.
Yeah, I guess he's got like metal, like what do you call it, like titanium gauntlets or something.
That's what I was just thinking that. Oh, there's also a Black Mask reference in this game too. The mask is on the wall.
That mask is huge. That's not going to fit on any person's face.
Actually, if I remember correctly, Black Mask is only in Origins too, right?
I think so.
City?
He might be in Blackgate.
I think he's in Night for like one little bit, like as like a cameo, but I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll cover all 5 games in the series pretty quick, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to make you play all 5, sir.
I will play them.
Hey, 4 of them are really good. So.
3? I think you meant 3.
I love Origins. I don't have to play Blackgate, so I can't speak on Blackgate. But I played Blackgate once, but it glitched on me when I played it, so it did not.
No surprise there.
Yeah, and I was playing the 3DS version, so I couldn't patch. There was no patch for it. They're like, yeah, they never patched.
Oh.
I have it on PC now, which they did patch that, so I can play it.
Black Mask is apparently in the Red Hood DLC for Arkham Knight.
Okay.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I'm remembering.
I think that came free if you got the game early, because I had the Red Hood DLC. It's really stupid. It's just combat room.
Yep.
All right, and then the ending of this game is Joker being carried off in a straitjacket with broken teeth.
Yeah, because Gordon says that the mutated prisoners are turning back to normal, and he says it's more painful for some people, and it shows him all messed up.
I think that's about it, right? Like, that's how this game... Doesn't he go back to... Doesn't something happen, or Two-Face is doing something, and he heads to Gotham?
Yeah, I think Two-Face is robbing a bank or something. You hear over the radio.
Oh, I must have missed that.
It's small. The small little radio scene. That's all, just him. And then he flies off. And I think that's the end of the game, right?
Apparently, unless you get different endings. So
okay. Yes, then you see...
Yeah. What is that?
You see a crate of the Titan in the water floating, and there's one ending where Scarecrow's arm comes up and grabs it.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And if I remember right, I got Scarecrow this time too, but if I remember right, it's either Bane's arm can come up and grab it too.
Huh.
We didn't talk about this, but after you do the Bane fight, Bane drops you through a wall, and he says, "I will break you," and Batman goes, "No, I will break you," and he hits him with the Batmobile, and he crashes into the water.
Uh-huh. And then when you see him in city, and he's like, "Last time I saw you, you were wrapped around the hood of my car."
Oh, I forgot about that. But yeah, that I did want to bring that up though.
Yeah, I thought that it was Killer Croc's arm. I guess it must have been Bane. It looked like Killer Croc's arm to me.
Maybe it was Killer Croc's arm, and I'm just remembering wrong. It's been a while. But I thought there were multiple endings. I know there's definitely Scarecrow, and I'm Googling right now as we talk. Okay, there's 3 endings. It's Bane, Killer Croc, or Scarecrow.
Okay.
Weird.
That's cool. They have 3 different ones. I'm not sure if it's random or how it's defined, but yeah, there's definitely 3.
It would have been good if one of them was Batman's arm and just made no sense. It's like, what the hell?
Because I guess all 3 are free at this point, too. Because they all went in the water.
Just swimming. They're just going to build like an underwater villain layer now.
I mean, it worked for Croc. You probably got away with that.
I mean, he did have a nice freaking layer down there, though.
Yeah,
According to a random post on Game FAQs, the ending is random.
Okay.
See, you learned something new, right, Mike?
I guess. I swear I've only ever seen Scarecrow.
There also is a reference to Hush in this game, too. One of the trophies, or one of the Riddler things, is something about Thomas Elliot, and if you go up to the sign, you can highlight, you'll see Thomas Elliot's a working doctor there.
Yeah, his name's on one of the doctor lists.
And there's a dead guy with the foot tag of Ra's al Ghul.
Nice.
Ra's al Ghul.
I've never seen that, but that's nice.
There's also King Shark's teeth are in a jar.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the Riddler trophies.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot of good ones. There's a Two-Face one where you find his cell and there's a thing that says vote Dent on there. So, I do got to say, though, if Two-Face ran in government...
I was just thinking the same thing.
Two-Face, not Harvey Dent. Two-Face would vote for Two-Face because he's a strong leader. He tells us what it is. There's people out there. All right, enough of that. Enough of that bullshit joke there. Any last things to say about Batman before we go on to comments, questions, or comments, questions, or memories?
It sounded like you were going to say concerns.
I was going to say concerns. I don't know who's concerned. I'm asking because I'm not concerned.
I just want to mention how big the moon is. I felt like I was in Majora's Mask in Termina. That thing is huge.
Episode 26, by the way, is Majora's Mask.
Is it really that long ago? Jeez.
It's the first time Helena came on the show, too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the first time I ever beat Majora's Mask, too.
It's still good.
It is still good. All right. I think in that case, I will go on to questions, memories, and comments. See, this time I said
not concerns.
I have no concern for your questions, right? Is that how I should say? I don't know. I actually didn't get a lot of questions because I didn't post a lot this week for obvious reasons. I decided I probably should not be advertising the podcast as much. I should just be quiet and let the world just burn for a bit. But now I decided, So yesterday I decided I'll ask the questions. Okay, so first one from Louis Avicito. This is from the Overblood group. Still one of the best superhero video games I played. I really like dark and gothic atmosphere the game had. The music was great too. Oh, and Scarecrow levels were fun. This is one of the few games I replayed more than once. And from friend of the show, Emmanuel, Leon Santiago Rodriguez. It is not only one of the best superhero games of all time, but one of the best games of all time, period. Okay. It's aesthetic.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish this one.
Its aesthetic and atmospheric are the perfect blend for this 3D Metrovania. The story is fantastic, and finding a little different nods and references to the Batman lore is a treat. And while the combat isn't as fluent as the later, it still serves a great blueprint for the rest. Truly a great foundation for an amazing series of games, but also an inspiration to many other superhero games that came after it. It goes on the shelf without a doubt. I don't remember asking, sir. You were not on the show.
Yeah, apparently this held a Guinness World Record for being the most critically acclaimed superhero game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal, I guess. Especially for a Batman game. Like I said, most of them before this were garbage.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, though. I'm surprised, the Iron Man game didn't get it for on 360 before this. I like that game, though.
It's not bad.
I like that game.
It's not awful.
I know you played it thanks to me, right?
I played 2.
Oh, you didn't play the first?
I have not played the first one.
Okay, I never played the second one.
You can play as War Machine.
Hey, there's a Punisher game from PS2 that's supposed to be good.
There is.
Oh, it's real fun.
It is fun.
Surprised it hasn't been on the show yet.
Yeah, well, we've only made one season.
Yeah. All right, and last question from this group, from Christian King. I originally went into this game with super low expectations. Once I tried it, I was blown away. Batman is my favorite superhero, and it was great to finally get a good Batman game. That's weird. It seems to be an ongoing thing.
Agreed.
And I have nothing from the Batman Legends group that I tried to post in, so I'm sorry, guys. You couldn't give me anything to read. And thanks to Laser Time for actually making this a section of the show today, because they came out and they gave me some questions or comment memories, something. They gave me something to read. From Jason Cromer, I'm a huge Batman fan. I have read a massive amount of the comics. I love the animated series. I love the Nolan trilogy. I love the Keaton movies. I didn't care about Batman at least until I played this series of games. They were my gateway. Same time.
Nice.
Like I watched the cartoon, but this made me love Batman a lot more than I ever did before. So, Mike, when are we going to play Batman Dark Tomorrow for GameCube?
Is that the one that Reiner said that he left the game going? Batman's like laying on the ground. He's getting shot with a grenade launcher. He goes to lunch and comes back, and he's still just laying there getting shot.
I have no idea.
Yes, yeah, that's that game.
Wow, that's bad.
That
and he didn't die?
No, I think once he's laying on the ground, he's invincible until he gets up.
Yeah. Yeah, his cape becomes like a turtle shell shield, and you're just invincible, but you can't move.
Wow.
Ugh.
Sounds awful.
Oh, yeah.
We got to play that.
Oh, no. That's okay.
I kind of want to now, but I have way more other Batman games to play first, so it'll be a while.
That sounds like a play on your own time kind of game.
I know, it sounds like a perfect game to make Mike suffer with. Oh, hey, that's what the show used to be, making the other hosts suffer, but not really like that anymore. So there's a lot of suffering for me in some of the games we played in this show, like Stalker. Oh, both those were suffering, all right. All right, from Samuel Moon. I love all of these games. They have amazing stories, voice acting, and fun gameplay. I hope Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will be able to continue the greatness. Me too, but I don't. From Charlie Mithran. I used to like Batman. I played this game all the time and wish more games had this fun combat. I wish there were more superhero games. Thor would be great in video games traveling between realms. There is a Thor game.
Is there?
Travel between Norse realms, just play God of War.
Yeah. Hey, that Thor game, is that Thor game bad?
The console version ones, apparently the DS one is actually good.
The DS one is good?
Mm-hmm. It's made by Kryptonite Games. They made Green Lantern and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions for the DS too.
I was going to say, how do you know if it's good? But then I guess you, so I'm not that. You like your DS games. Percy Jackson.
Yep. Which might have also been them.
That was a really good game, though.
Keep talking, I'll look that up.
Okay, that game is really good. I don't know why. Okay, the store game actually does look kind of good. I might have to try this now on DS. Damn you. All right. Todd Harrison. I remember playing this when it came out on my CRT TV that was near my sliding back door. So when it was sunny in the afternoon, I'd get glare on the screen and couldn't see shit while playing. Okay.
That sounds like us playing Resident Evil 2 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but there was no glare. I just had the lights on because I was too scared of the dark. But
that was me then.
That's a whole different problem. From Colin Bardo, this is easily my top 5 games. I'm a huge Batman and DC fan. This game, along with City, is just simply amazing. Here's a good one from Brian Farmer. I actually canceled my pre-order for this. I had never really played a good superhero game except Spider-Man 2 on the OG Xbox, so I didn't want to be disappointed with the comic I loved the most. After seeing the reviews being positive, praising story and comic, I went out and bought it, and a week later, I didn't realize how much Batman, the animated show, was in my soul. Hearing Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Arlene Sorkin again, feeling the comic, not wanting to stop playing, see more of this amazing story, followed by months of playing challenge rooms, I got more than my $60 purchase.
Nice.
Okay. From Rhett Leach, second best Batman game ever made. Okay, I mean, Origins is pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say better than this game. From Carrie Chandler, friend of the show, who was on the Bounty Hunter episode a while ago.
Oh. Speaking of suffering for the sake of the show.
It's really suffering. You don't know you can tap the button faster. Then it was suffering. Batman is my favorite superhero ever since I was a kid. Metroidvania is my favorite genre of video games. So this was really just the perfect game for me. I think the detective vision was a bit much, but the exploration and problem solving are great. The brawling is tight and the atmosphere is perfectly Batman. What an awesome game. Okay. Michael Jones, the studio coming out of nowhere, dropped an absolute banger on us.
Yeah, it should be worth noted that Rocksteady only did Urban Chaos Riot Response before this
Not a good game.
It's fine. It's going to be on the show someday.
Wow. I never played it. I just heard bad things about it.
Oh, I like that game. It's fun.
I'm not that surprised. Michael D. One of the very few games I called in sick to work so I could keep playing it. I've never done that yet. I don't plan to. But, okay. All right, from Justin Farrington. First game to realize that being Batman needs to be really fucking cool. You are right. And I'm going to read a couple more, and I'm just about done. Ben Dake, I absolutely loved this game. The story was good, but it also really made me feel like Batman. I still enjoy clearing a room full of enemies without being detected. All right, and last thing I'm going to read, then I'm done. From Zach Adams, it's funny, this was a game I had almost intentionally avoided Batman being my least favorite of the main DC guys. I kind of sneered at the previous extension right up until the Sunday before it came out. Best Buy had a deal that if you pre-ordered or bought it on launch day, you get the DVD 2 for A Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero. The reviews are good. I wanted that DVD, but been a little broke, but had enough to buy a game, and I said, fuck it, I'm in, and goddamn was it worth it. All right, that's cool. I'm glad that happened for you, sir.
Percy Jackson is not Kryptonite, by the way. It's apparently just Activision.
Good game, though.
It is a good game. Go back and listen to that episode.
It doesn't have a number, but it's not that long ago. It's after 78. I can tell you that much. I don't understand why I love that game as much as I did. Really don't know why. I'm not okay with it.
That's okay.
If I ever see a copy, I'll pick it up. I have not heard of this game.
It's only for DS. It's a turn-style RPG.
Yeah, it's turn-based RPG, which you wouldn't expect from a licensed movie game.
It's surprisingly fun. It's not, even if you die, you just start the fight over. So it's not terrible, like death-wise, but it's just a fun game. It's decent. The combat's good. It plays a lot like Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, where you walk around a world map. It's surprisingly
fun. Oh, yeah, that's
fun.
how I got you.
Unfortunately, it is. Yes, me and him did a whole episode about that game in the movie because of the damn game. So check it out.
All right, sounds good.
And check out that episode too if you haven't listened to it, listeners, because you should. It's a good episode. All right, and I think it's time to go. Oh, we should mention one thing we hadn't mentioned yet because I'm assuming none of us played it this time around. This game has challenge rooms.
Oh yeah,
as one of the extra things.
I think I went into one just to see the battle armor, and that was it.
Well, the challenge rooms are you go into a room and you fight a bunch of guys, and that's all. And you try, and the only way to really get get the trophy for doing it, like to get the most points, you have to pretty much do it without getting hit once and keep your combo going, which is really, really fucking hard. So I don't do it. I didn't do any of them this time. You also unlock them by getting Riddler trophies too, which I didn't go out of my way this time to get any. I just grabbed a bunch. I grabbed almost half of them just by knowing where they were from playing this game before, without even looking for them, just finding them. So
yeah, I think I just grabbed the ones that I came across. I didn't go out of my way to get them.
Same. You know, Mike, I might have to play the store game on DS.
I have not played this one. The Spider-Man Shattered Memories is actually pretty good, though. Shattered Dimensions. I've done that before, I think.
Combining game there, sir, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. All right, I think that about wraps it up. We should go to shelf or box. And Mike, why don't you go first?
It's going to go on the shelf, of course. We've been singing the praises the whole episode. I don't think anyone's going to be too surprised. It's the weakest in the trilogy, by my opinion. I know other people have the opposite feeling on that.
I'd agree. I'd say it's the weakest of the trilogy. I really like it.
I know some people, this one's their favorite, but I mean, the way that this is just another example this season of how a sequel to the game we play improves so much. So, shelf though. It's good. Go play it if you haven't.
Okay, I'll go next. This is also obviously going on the shelf for me. I love this game. Before we started replaying all these, this is what I consider my favorite. I don't know if that's going to stick, but I do want to put that out there. So it's going on the shelf. I had a blast playing it this time. I kind of rushed it a little because that's what I've been doing, and I beat this game 4 times before, but it's still so much fun. I still enjoyed the story. I had a great time. I wasn't bored at all. So going on the shelf and definitely play it. And hey, you might even have it for free from Epic Game Store if you download all the free games. It was free at one point last year. That's how I played it. I own it, multiple copies, but for free, I had it, so why not? All right, how about you, Emmitt?
Oh, absolutely on the shelf. I've played this game through 2, maybe 3 times. Not sure, but I prefer City, and I even prefer Night for all the problems that game has. But it's such a smooth game. It's such a good game to play. As we've talked about through the episode, the story is really good. Like, the story beats move at a good pace. It's really captivating. And it set a blueprint for not just the series or Batman games, but just superhero games as a genre.
Yeah, I will agree with that 100%.
Yep.
I mean, this game, like we were saying before, this game really changed things for people. I think that's awesome that it did that.
For what it's worth, Thor was also not Kryptonite Games. It was Sega.
You're just failing the show, buddy.
I'm
only facts in this show, damn it.
Yeah, that sounds.
I never speak bullshit. All right. Anything? I think that's all. Oh, and Mike, why don't you introduce what we're talking about next week? 'Cause I'm pretty sure it's your pick.
We are talking about the original Donkey Kong Country.
Yay!
Nice.
Grab your bananas. That's not a euphemism.
I hope not. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. It'll be gonna be good to go back to that game.
Yes, I agree.
I don't want to play the second one, but I'm okay with the first.
It's on the Switch. You get Rewind.
Yeah, that's how I played Donkey Kong Country also. And I've been debating to play 2, but I can't. I know better than to start a sequel of a game before I record an episode about the other game. I've done that with Mega Man. When we did Mega Man 1 and 2, I played Mega Man Game Boy, and it has Rush. I'm like, oh, you get Rush in 2. And then it took a second before I realized, no, you don't get Rush. Yeah, not doing that ever again. All right, so that's what we're doing next week, and I want to thank Emmitt for taking out to come back with us again because you haven't been on since we covered Last Express, and I don't remember what number that was.
It was months ago. I don't remember what number it was.
That was a while ago.
Hey,
it was
this game's better than that one.
That's not saying much, okay? Last Express is a good game if you like that style of game. I gotta say, I don't want to cut down the Last Express too much. It wasn't my style of game. That was episode 58. You're on episode 58. Now you're on episode 97.
7.
Okay. Hey, so almost. It's been a while.
That's a good bookend of you not remembering the number of the episode.
And it wasn't on purpose either. I just can't remember anything right now. All right, I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank you, Emmitt, for coming back. And if you enjoyed the show, definitely go check out our other episode. We covered other Batman stuff. We covered Batman Hush. We covered Batman the Killing Joke. Not Killing Joke, Batman Post. Forget that. Batman Death in the Family. We covered Batman Long Halloween. What's up?
And I was confirming Long Halloween.
Okay,
and good. Episode 2 was a Batman game, wasn't it?
Episode 3, but I wasn't going to promote that. But yes, Batman 3 is the Genesis game. That's a bad episode, though. Go listen to it, but it wasn't our best work. It's also a long time ago. A long, long time ago.
So much 2 years.
Yeah, that does. Yeah. All right, so yeah, we've done a bunch of Batman stuff, so check all that out. Definitely, we're actually going through the MCU movies, so check those out. We currently have, at the time you're hearing this, Thor: Dark World just came out, so definitely check that out too. And we've done all the movies coming up to Thor: Dark World. And you want to listen to Thor: Dark World right away before you forget that Thor: Dark World even happened, because that movie is very forgettable.
And if you want the Batman movies done in that style, let Mike know.
feel free out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We're on YouTube. So if you like the show, please subscribe on YouTube. And tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell someone that you like Games by Malcom. It's a great way to help out the show. And I want to give an awesome shout out to our awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Bobby, a.k.a. Mike Stoney, from his EP, Bite the Bullet. Song of the Cool Kid Squad. And yes, I know I said this outro completely in different order than normal. But that's what happens when you're
At least you remembered everything.
Yeah, that's something. All right, so I want to thank everyone for listening to this episode if you're still here. And we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.